Hey everyone, in today's video we are going to implement JWT authentication in a Django app. So we will cover what is JWT, how it works, and then we will see how it is better than Django's built-in session-based authentication. And at the end, we will implement JWT in a real Django application. So let's see what is JWT. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. It's like a secure ID card your server gives to the client to prove their identity when accessing protected resources. JWT is made up of three parts: header, payload, and signature. Header contains metadata like token type, that is JWT in this case, and the algorithm used. And payload contains the data about the user, such as their ID and roles. And signature ensures that token is valid and has not been tampered with. Now let's see how JWT works. A user provides their credentials. If they are correct, the server creates a JWT containing user data like ID and roles. And then client store the token and send it in the authorization header with each request to access protected resources. And then server verifies the JWT signature. If valid, the user get access. If not, the request is rejected. Now let's see how JWT authentication is better than Django's built-in session-based authentication. So in Django's session-based authentication, when a user logs in, the server creates a session and store it in the database. Every time the user make a request, the server looks up the session ID in the database to validate the user. But as your app grows and you scale it across multiple servers, this becomes a problem. Each server needs to access the session database, which can slow down the performance. But with JWT, when a user logs in, the server creates a JWT and send it to the client. Client store the token in the local storage or cookies. Now each time the user make a request, the client sends the JWT in the authorization header. The server does not need to store any session data. It simply verifies the token signature. Now we have understand JWT, so let's dive into implementing it in our Django app. To implement JWT authentication in your Django app, you need to install Django REST framework for building APIs and Django REST framework simple JWT for JWT authentication. So let's install them first. And now in your project settings, you need to add REST framework in your installed apps, and then you need to configure JWT authentication in REST framework under default authentication classes. So this will tell Django to use JWT for authentication. So we have already created APIs for user creation, login, so that we can focus on using JWT authentication. So right now we just need to generate a JWT token, and when user create a new account or when user logged in with their existing account, we need to send that JWT token in response. So here we have created a function that will generate two tokens, refresh token and access token. So access token is sent with every request to access protected resources or endpoints. So it is a primary token used for authentication, but it expires quickly for security reasons. So we need to generate refresh token. This is a long-lived token and is used to get a new access token once the current one expires. So it ensures that user does not need to log in repeatedly. Also, we will see how we can generate a new access token using refresh token. So in this function, first we take user in the parameter, and then we will use refresh token dot for user function where we pass the user. So it will generate a refresh token that will be linked to the user provided. And then we will return refresh token and access token. By default, access token expires in 5 minutes, which might be too short for many use cases, but you can customize this in your settings. You can add a simple JWT dictionary where you can set the access token lifetime and refresh token lifetime. So here, the access token will now last for 1 hour and refresh token will be valid for 7 days. Right now, what is happening here, we have created a class-based API view where we create a new user and return the user data in response. And in the URL, we have defined the register URL that will call register view for creating a new user. And also we have defined a protected view where we are using permission classes is authenticated. So only the authenticated user can access this view. In the URL, here we have defined the endpoint for protected view. We are using Postman for testing our APIs. So if we create a new user by sending post request on this register URL, it will create a new user. That's fine, but if we try to access a protected endpoint, we cannot access this endpoint because we need to provide authentication credential. So basically we need to pass JWT token in authorization header to access this protected URL. So in our register view, after getting a new user, we can generate JWT token by using get token for user function that we have defined here, and we will pass user in this function, and then we will return tokens, refresh token and access token when a new user will be created. So let's save this and run our server. And now let's again send the post request to register URL to create a new user. And you can see we get refresh token and access token in response that we can send in the authorization header to access our protected endpoints. As we discussed earlier, that we send access token with every request to access the protected resources. So we need to copy access token, and when sending the request on protected URL, you will see a authorization tab here where you can specify the auth type, that is bearer token, and here you can pass your access token. Now we can access our protected views, and if you make a new request on this endpoint, then you can see we get a response that we sent from protected view. So now we need to generate token when user login. So in our login view, after verifying that user exists in our database and user is not none, we will generate token for that user and pass the refresh token and access token in response. And in the urls.py file, here we have defined the URL for login view. So now we are making a post request on this login endpoint where we are sending username and password. As you can see, we get a refresh token and access token. So this access token is a short-lived token which can be expired after some time for security reasons. So now let's see how we can generate a new access token using refresh token. Refresh token can be stored on local storage, and if the access token get expired, we can make a new API request with this refresh token to get an access token in response. So what we are going to do is we will create a new endpoint where we send the refresh token, and we will create a view that generate a new access token using this refresh token. So here we have defined a URL that will call token refresh view, and if we check this view, so in this view we first get the refresh token, and here we pass the refresh token in this class and create an object of it, and then we get the access token and convert this token to string, and then we will pass new access token in the response. So we can make a post request on this view to generate a new access token. So let's make a post request on this endpoint. So first copy our refresh token. Here we are making a post request on refresh token endpoint with a refresh token, and you can see we get an access token in response. And now let's use this access token to access our protected endpoint by passing this token in authorization headers, and you can see we get the message in response, means we can access this protected endpoint. So you will get all the source code in the description. If you found this video useful, like the video and subscribe to get more content like this.